Hello, thank you for joining us for our table talk. Today we want to talk a bit about safety while traveling in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic. What we're doing, how we're serving our traveling clients. After our short discussion, we have some handy items we'd like to give away, so please stick with us until the end. My name is Christie Costello, the founder of GlobeSage Travel. I'm a travel advisor and consultant, and our specialty is fully customizing trips for our clients, whether it be a special bucket list adventure, a trip with special needs considerations, or coordinating travel for an entire group. I'd also like to introduce my friend, Tinu. She's the founder of Perq Soleil, and I'm gonna let her tell you a little bit about her company and what she does.
Thank you very much, Christy. I'm really delighted to be here. Perq Soleil is a concierge company specializing in facilitating a smooth, swift, and pleasant journey through the airport to ensure a stress-free experience for travelers who appreciate the individualized attention.
Nice.
Our clients include everyday people, family traveling with children, unaccompanied minor, elderly, the infirm, C-class executives, as well as the celebrity, very high-profile individuals. Christy and I were chatting the other day and thought it would be great to share with each other what we're doing with our clients, for our clients, when it comes to traveler safety in the midst of this pandemic. As I'm sure you all know, COVID-19 pandemic has really impacted and altered our daily lives in ways that we never could have imagined. And as we approach a gradual reopening of many cities and our airports, we at Perq Soleil are committed to the protection of our guests' health and safety. Because our service requires that we remain in very close proximity to our clients, we're paying very close attention to guidance from the CDC and other health bodies. We're speaking to our airport partners, we're speaking to our ground transportation and to the TSA to ensure that we're following proper protocols. Once you're at the airport, we ensure that everything is taken care of for you. Your check-in is facilitated and expedited. So we make sure that there's somebody with you from the time you arrive at the airport to the time you get on your aircraft.
It's wonderful. So get through security, does that mean you have like a special way to go through TSA or something? How does that work?
Yes, absolutely. We are, for the airports where we are credentialed, and that means that we have agreements with the airports to be able to provide this service, we are able to walk with our clients and escort them through the checkpoints. Because we know the airports as well as we do, we know the rules of the checkpoints, we're able to move through the checkpoint with our clients as quickly and as efficiently as possible. We escort you, we make sure we know what things you can bring with you and what things you cannot. Whether you can take your shoes off, whether you're pre-check, if pre-check is faster, we take you through pre-check. Otherwise, we take you through as our escortee.
We have to really be mindful for our travelers and our clients about US travel because they're running into so many issues with crossing borders, quarantine times, different levels of lockdown in various nations. So focusing on the US, I think, is wise. And so what I'm doing is I'm turning all of my attention toward that in ways I can serve my clients, in proposing ideas for them, in ways they can travel safely around the US while still being mindful of the sanitation guidelines and the guidelines of all the organizations you mentioned. So I am with you on that. As we see travel open up more, I have tools at my disposal, things like a map put out by IATA, which is an organization that coordinates amongst the airlines. And they've done a map that shows exactly what level of border security and safety and COVID lockdown each nation is in, so that when my client calls me and asks me about a particular place that they want to go to, I can reference those artifacts, those reference materials, and say, well, this isn't wise to go here yet, but maybe this would be better, and it's similar. I can at least look out for them, which is, I mean, that's what we do. That's what we want to do, is look out for our clients. Another thing is, I get updates from all of my travel suppliers and vendors all the time. I can't even tell you, since this COVID thing started, how full my inbox is every single day, because all of my suppliers are keeping travel agents aware of what they're doing to take care of clients and how they're handling it and how they're dealing with waivers and refunds and reschedules. So as you probably are as well, Tinu, I'm just getting pummeled with emails, but it's good to have those files and have that information, because I can serve my clients with that information. I know exactly who to deal with and who I trust to keep my clients safe. That's the ultimate thing that I want to do, is keep my clients safe and having a wonderful trip.
Well, Christie, I think it's quite commendable, all the things that you're doing for your clients. I wish those people who traveled last week to Italy on a private jet had you as an advisor to let them know that Italy was not going to, any EU country was not going to allow a US citizen in. And they had to travel all the way to Italy to learn that. And they came back.
So even going in on a private jet, they were not allowed. They were turned away.
Yes. So you definitely are paying a lot of attention. Our attention is mostly with airports. Every airport's rule is very different. Most airports, of course, require that you wear masks, but where you go, which gates are open, which airlines are flying, whether you can and how you board is extremely important. And we have to pay very, very close attention to those changes based on the airline, based on the airports. It's very interesting. So we are keeping an eye out, and we are very, very excited that we have partners like you who are paying attention to make sure that clients are not booking flights to countries in which they're not permitted in.
Tinu, I want to tell you a quick story, a good example, and this doesn't even have to do with international borders, but would you believe I actually have a client right now preparing to go to Alaska, and Alaska actually has rules about travelers coming from the mainland up to Alaska that requires a COVID test. And we've just been navigating this with our client, and it is challenging, but I will say that it is easier to navigate it with someone who can help you and do the research. So that's what we've been doing. We've been looking for them for a rapid test, because it has to be only so old, and it's so complicated. So we have our hands full just in the United States, knowing the rules of the various states people are traveling to, especially remote places like Alaska. So I can only imagine what someone would have to do and the hoops they'd have to jump through to try to figure this out by themselves.
Yes, that's exactly true. We've had, over the last few weeks when people have begun to move, many stories quite similar to what you've just said. There are passengers who are told they can travel, and when they get to the airport, the airlines tell them they cannot travel. Mm-hmm. There are people we've had to get new tickets for in order to travel through a third country to get to where they need to go to. So there's lots and lots of frustrations for clients. It's been interesting, to say the least.
That's an understatement. Yeah, I feel like we are really being kept on our toes. Yeah. But I mean, it's part of what I love about what I do is it brings me joy to be able to take some of that burden off of my clients. It's all new to all of us. So the faster we can adapt and pivot, the better position we'll be in to serve our clients well.
Exactly. We just recently got a request for a client that was traveling to Europe. And the first question we asked was, is this a US citizen or EU citizen? And we found out that it was a US citizen, and it was clear that they would not be admitted in there. So we couldn't take the position. We could not take the job. Yeah. It was clear this person would not be able to. I mean, they could travel, but they would not be admitted in that country.
Tinu, I'd love to hear more about how you're handling all of this with your travelers. What are you all doing specifically?
Right now, because of our work, the type of work we do requires that we're in very close proximity to our clients. As a result, we have to make sure that our agents are well prepared and healthy at all times. So we have instituted a protocol, a health check every day or before an assignment for our agents. All agents have to clear for temperature, symptoms before starting their assignment. All agents wear face masks and disposable gloves when they meet the client at the curb. They bow as part of it instead of shaking hands as a way of keeping social distancing. When they handle luggage, which they rarely do, they have to make sure they sanitize whatever they handle. And our agents have sanitizers both for themselves as well as an extra for our guests if they need them. As part of our safety campaign, we have put together an amazing kit, which we call Safe Passage on the Go. This kit includes, number one, a reusable mask, which we think is very essential these days. In addition to that, we have a pair of gloves for our clients, which is very useful as you touch many surfaces at the airports. The third thing we have is, of course, a sanitizer. And the fourth is a set of 10 hand wipes. All are placed in a TSA-approved clear pouch so that you have no issues getting through TSA.
I just love how you put this together, and it's exactly what our clients will need as they travel in this time period. And it's so thoughtful of them and thoughtful of the things that will help keep them safe. And so Tinu and I were talking, and she was sharing this with me and what she had put together. And I just so wanted those for my clients as well. So we're partnering together and collaborating, and that's what gave us the idea for this table talk. But yeah, I'm just so appreciative of that. And Dakota and I were even talking about what can we do for clients to help keep them safe and clean as they travel. And Tinu, you just took it a step further and actually made it happen and put this together. So thank you. That's so great. So we have talked about what we'd actually like to do is give some of these away to our awesome clients. So what we've done, click on the link in the description of this video below and enter yourself to win one of these Safe Passage to Go safety kits for your travels. So click there to enter, and then as an extra little bonus, every time you share this video to your Facebook, if you'll tag one of us, we will enter you again. So please click on the link to enter and then reshare this video to your Facebook and tag us so we can enter you again. We can't wait to get this into your hands. So Tinu, do you have anything you'd like to add before we wrap this up?
Absolutely. I want to say thank you so very much, Christie, for inviting me and letting me be part of your table talk today and a chance to talk to some of your clients and viewers. This has been great and exciting for me. All I want to say before I go is that as we all recognize, and I have to admit, we are in a new normal in our everyday life and routine, and travel is no exception. And I know that many are lamenting new restrictions, shelved summer plans and all that, but I believe that with some changes in our process, we can still create a space for enjoyment with family and friends as we move about this summer. So I say to you, go for it, be safe. And I ask you to work with professionals who understand the rules, like GlobeSage, like Perq Soleil at the airports, and you will have a wonderful summer to remember. So go out there and make it a good summer.
Absolutely. Tinu, thanks so much for being here. It's such a pleasure getting to know you and having opportunities to build our friendship and collaborate. And I'm just so grateful for you. So thanks for coming.
Thank you so much. And the pleasure is mine.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.